asshole.
So we went live right when you said check your asshole. Welcome, everybody, to the 48th episode of your favorite nerdy podcast, and that being, of course, ComicXWeeb.
That's why we're not sponsored.
We were just joking around backstage before we jumped on and decided to kick it on out of the most awkward part of the conversation.
You did that on purpose?
I am your co-host, James, a.k.a. Comics for Cheap, a.k.a. hashtag send it to James, a.k.a. can't outrun the po-po still. Second week running. And I got my co-host here with me.
It's your boy Chris, a.k.a. since you put the boy on the spot. Give me my music, man. Hit me with some music, Dino.
Oh.
Stand up. We're gonna have to work on that. That was terrible.
That was awful.
I masturbated to a curvy piece of driftwood. AKA that goes out to all the people that watch Rick and Morty. Super cold. What? Water. Sponsored by. Yeah, y'all can kind of see how this opened up while we don't have no sponsor right now.
I don't understand it, really. I don't.
I don't either.
I feel like we should be sponsored by this point, you know.
And bro, that driftwood,
like we can't.
I'm telling you, man.
Driftwood. You know, I haven't actually I tried watching Rick and Morty. It had to be a couple of years ago now because I was still in Greenville, and I just couldn't get into it. And everyone keeps telling me to give it another chance. Do you enjoy Rick and Morty? Are you a big fan of it?
That's the funny thing. I never watched it, and then I started watching. Was like, all right, this is actually pretty good. Like, I didn't think I would like it. Everybody kept telling me it's good and this and that. I was like, And then I just got addicted to watching like a couple of the stuff, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it. It's hilarious.
Okay. I definitely need to. Maybe if it's like my new late night show, like I get high and eat some food and watch it. Maybe it would strike me a little bit better. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it when I turned it on. But yeah, everyone, because the one thing I don't like, I guess because after I watched it, so one thing I don't like is like everyone's like, oh, the jokes are super smart. You probably just didn't get them. And I'm I got the jokes. It's just It wasn't funny to me. At least this one or two episodes that I watched. So maybe I just got to give it another chance and see where it takes me from there. But speaking of animated shows, we're going to kick off this week, the 48th episode. By the way, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button. We're going to kick it off. I know Black Santa's been wanting to go over some anime stuff with us for the last 2 weeks. So we're kicking it off with that to make sure that we have time for it. So go ahead, Chris. What do you got for us?
All right, let's kick it off with something that was very interesting to me, man. I was been reading some of the latest stuff, and I've always been a thing of like I've always had like an issue, not necessarily an issue, not really like a complete dislike, but I've always had like a when it comes to One Punch Man, because the concept of it is he's super powerful and he can. A lot of people, when they always talk about it, he kills everything with one punch. That's not true, but he takes out a majority of things with one punch, and he's super powerful. And it's supposed to be like the best way to sum it up is what the creator said. He said Saitama is the anime protagonist who's already at the end of his series in terms of power.
Okay.
So he's already at his max peak. Because there's some people's like, well, he's even going to get stronger. No, he's not. He's reached his max. Like, as of right now, he's reached his maximum power.
Okay.
Now, of course, the writer can wake up, tomorrow and be like, I'm just going to make Saitama stronger just because. But as of right now, he's reached his peak. And the writer was like, according to the writer, he said he's not going to make him stronger. Like, this is him at the end of an anime. Like, he's already is maxed out. And he's going against everybody else from start to finish. So now it looks like we're going to get to a situation where this dude's going to be fighting God. sitting here thinking to myself,
Mm-hmm.
are we going to have Saitama beat the garbage out of God like they did Popeye in one episode? Where people be sleeping on Popeye, bro. They be like real quick.
Bro.
They be sleeping
Oh my
on my
God.
man Popeye.
No,
That
you're gonna
dude is
bring up
OP as
Popeye
shit.
again. Here we go.
Popeye the
Here we
Sailor
go.
Man is OP.
Uh-huh. I am what I am.
Yeah. You know what? That wasn't even that bad.
You're trying to hate on it there for a second. You're like, actually, that was cool.
At first I was, but I was like, you know what? That ain't even that bad. That man, like Popeye has some insane feats with like in one of his episodes, this dude beat up the creator. Like the creator tried to erase him. He comes back, beats him up, and then writes his world back. Like I'm like, damn, this man is unstoppable. You can't kill Popeye. He's old. Honestly, I think he would kick Saitama's ass, but no. It's just like on the latest chapter or whatever. So spoilers for latest One Punch Man stuff. But on or at least some of the latest chapters. On the latest chapter, there was this guy named Goro or whatever, right? And his whole thing is he hates the heroes because he sees them as like they're heroes, but he sees flaws in the hero society, and he sees it as they're not really like. It's similar. It's somewhat, not close, not really, but it's somewhat similar to My Hero, where there's a guy named Stain, and his whole thing against the heroes was because they view him as a villain, but his whole thing is a lot of the heroes are corrupted, and he's seen their corruption.
Mm-hmm.
So, like when he ran up on All Might, he was like, "I'm not even gonna try and fight you, not because I'm scared of you, but because I respect you and know you're a real hero." Like, I have no problems with you.
Right.
But he sees a lot of the heroes as flawed and a lot of them as greedy. And he's not necessarily wrong. A lot of them are. Like, it's just like in society. A lot of people that, you don't know how they really are behind closed doors.
Right.
I mean, look at Johnny Depp's wife. No.
Oh, okay. Well, let's look at her.
Anyway, but so that was Stain's whole thing, and I actually like Stain as a character, and I like, even though he has like a really, we get best One Punch Man, but even though he had a really, to me, a very disappointing fight, where as cool as he came across, he got his ass kicked by amateur kids, really, like they kind of caught him off guard or whatever, but they still beat him, and he should have killed him easily.
Caught him with his pants down.
Kind of. It was kind of disappointing how he lost to kids, where it was like, it would have been at least better if he did lose to All Might. But anyway.
It was because of kids, Chris.
The kids, James. My kids. So don't disrespect me in front of them. So, Goro's thing is somewhat similar to that, where he sees a lot of flaws in the heroes, and because of how they do things, he kind of views himself as the villain who can, like, he's going to be the true villain the heroes need or whatever. Mm-hmm. So this whole time he's like, and I actually do like this because most of One Punch Man is a gag. To me, it's more of a gag manga or anime than really an action anime, to me at least, because it's a lot of jokes and a lot of like, Saitama's super powerful, and if things go too bad, all we got to do is wait for him to come up here and destroy anybody that comes his way. And Saitama's like super depressed because he's so powerful that he's taking everybody out, and he's like, he just wants somebody to challenge him. But the thing I actually like about Goro, his character at least, is that he starts off being trained by one of the strongest people in One Punch Man, one of the top ranked heroes, a martial artist. He got trained by him, and then he was like the best student. But then when everything popped off, he was like, I'm going to be the villain, blah, blah. And he left and everything. And his whole thing has been like fighting his own inner demons, where you don't really get many characters that have depth in One Punch Man, honestly. They really fit a particular stereotype, and they just stick to it. Because it's supposed to be like a gag to me more than anything else. But with him, even when now, and he's got like done everything in his power to break his limits and to become the villain that, he feels he needs to be, he's got to a point now where he's still fighting that inner side of him, because he was like saving people, and he tried to brush it off as like, no, I was just just showing my power off, but he was really saving them. because he didn't want some people to die. And that was just very interesting that he still has that depth going on. Like, it's like an inner demon. He's fighting with himself. But he feels he needs to beat Saitama. But the big joke was Saitama was looking for Goro to fight him because he heard of how powerful he is and that this dude was taking out heroes. But funny enough, Saitama's already beat him like 2 times without even noticing. Goro ran up on him a couple of times and Saitama knocked him out with ease and didn't know that was actually him. Now they're having this big climactic fight, and then he's just like, "Oh, wait, that was you the whole time? Oh, you're not really that strong." So now, but this dude's just like his peak, and he's just this monster now, and he's taking everybody out. So now him and Saitama's fighting. But the biggest disappointment for me is it looked like Saitama's gonna wash him again. Because even with this power, he had a really cool fight before Saitama showed up. Him, another hero, and a villain, they had this amazing fight, and he ended up winning. And then it's just like Saitama shows up, and now it's going to be right back to the gag. Like, how would you feel about that?
I don't know, man. Like, it's tough, since I'm not so familiar with One Punch Man. Yeah, I mean, if they just get washed again, I don't know. Yeah, at least it should be a little bit more drawn of a fight. If the one character is truly stronger than the other, that's fine if they win. But to just make it boring, like you're building up this huge fight to just be like, all right, and there it goes. That always kind of bores me from that perspective. But I don't know. I don't know. Is he truly a stronger fighter?
Yeah, Saitama's whole thing is he broke his it's like a cylinder everybody has, and he ends up breaking his super early and went to the max. So Saitama's hands down the strongest person there. Like, he is the guy. Except for there's like this one hero who is the number one ranked hero who we don't know how powerful he is. A lot of people are making a theory that he's Saitama from the future. There's some people who think that's the theory because of how the character looks from when we found, like, when you kind of saw like screenshots of him. He kind of looks like he could be a Saitama from the future potentially. I don't know. I think that would be really stupid if that is true. But that might be the only person who can actually challenge him. So the big build up is to when those two actually fight each other. But my biggest thing has been, it gets kind of tiring, and I understand that's the whole premise of One Punch Man, but it does get kind of boring when you just see the dude just wash everybody. And again, I get it. That's the point of the anime and the manga. I really get it. But it does get kind of tiring when you see this character like Goro gets really powerful. He does this cool stuff. He has this really cool fight beforehand, and now he's just gonna get completely washed. Like, Saitama just like smacks him across the room. Well, not room, but across the damn freaking field. And he's like, he looks at the kid there's a kid who looks up to Goro, and he looks at the kid and he's like, "Do you want me to kill him?" And the kid's like, "No." He's like, "You want me to save him?" And the kid's like, he nods yes. And Saitama's like, "Okay, I'll do that."
Okay.
Like, he could, like, honest to God, if he wanted to, he probably could just like put a little bit of effort into it, and he would just kill him.
You know what he should do? Slap him. Slap him. Hold on. After he busts a nut in his hand, and then smack him in the face.
Wait, what?
It's called the old the 1-2.
All right. Anyway,
yeah. I'm sorry. All
right, cool. Let's wrap this Saitama stuff up here. Like I said, man, I really want it to have I want to see Saitama have a real good fight. And again, I get it. That could be the climax of the whole series where we finally get that. But it's just,
I mean, that one has been going on.
A good character like Goro should just get mollywopped like this and wasted to me.
Right. I mean, One Punch Man has been going on for a long time, though, right? I mean,
yeah, One Punch has been out for a good amount of years now.
yeah, they're not likely to be trying to end it or anything. So I'm sure they're just going to continue
I
dragging it
don't know,
along.
because it feels like it honestly feels like it is getting to a point where they're closing up on the end now, because they finally introduced there's been all the whispers of the number one hero, but he finally showed up. So now that he's finally actually showed up, like there's a huge possibility we are closing on it. Like My Hero is popular and that's been around for honestly, My Hero, it feels like it's been around hella long, but I think it's only been maybe 3 or 4 years. I could be wrong, it could be longer. But My Hero is going to be old. Like the manga's ending pretty much this year. Okay. If it goes into next year, that'll be it for sure. But this is the last arc. At least the creator said this was the last arc. He said this was going to be it. And this should end up this year, and it looks like it's getting to its climax. So maybe One Punch could be getting close to it, but knowing them, it probably won't.
Gotcha.
It'll just be another gag at the end where I can honestly see him just smacking God 2 times and being like, all right, that's it.
Smacking God and asking for Popeye. He's like, all right, I'm ready for Popeye.
I'm ready for Popeye. The true challenge at the end. My man.
Can you beat Popeye?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! All right, let's talk about some Marvel news.
Okay,
we got a Thor: Love and Thunder teaser trailer.
We did get.
I'm going to try to go ahead and share so we can watch it. Share screen, Chrome tab. Thor: Love and Thunder. All right, so let's go ahead and take a watch. See what we think about it.
I mean, look at that classic suit.
Mm-hmm. What is he burying? Stormbreaker? That was kind of weird.
I feel like he just put it down in the ground.
Oh, okay. Well, he's patting the ground around it like he was burying it or something. I don't know what was going on there. We also got Guns N' Roses in the background, which I'm loving.
I need to figure out exactly who I am.
We get the montage of Thor getting back in shape, which is funny.
Yeah.
Always talking to a skeleton. That's just Taika Waititi's humor there.
Yeah.
Also, who is that? Is he back on? Because that looks like doesn't that look like Surtur's skeleton? Or no? Is that supposed to be someone else? And I don't know my shit.
I don't know. I think that's probably somebody else.
Somebody else? Okay.
Maybe.
All right, we get the Guardians are back in and about. So I think we mentioned actually that we thought it was going to be a little bit, because remember they had that series, the Asgardians of the Galaxy, that they printed. I guess it was like a couple years ago now.
Yeah.
But did they make that joke in the movies too? I feel like they might have.
I think they
just
did.
Kind of like passed it off as a joke or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a little bit of what's going on here. I'm not positive. I like the vest though, a little Thunderstrike vest.
That's a throwback to an issue too.
Not every god. There we go. A little bit of Zeus action, which is nice to see. When there's Zeus, there's Hercules, which I think Hercules is definitely going to come into play and be a part of the future of the MCU for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe even going so far as to replacing both Thors that we are about to have.
You think? I don't know, man.
I think it's going to be Hercules, man. I mean, think about it. We get Hercules. Like Hercules, that's what happened in the comics, and also, what's his face? Don't want to do it no more. Hemsworth, and we already know Natalie Portman ain't gonna be around long because she didn't want to do it in the first place. Why should she want to do it again? You know what I mean? So I think it's gonna be whoever they cast as Hercules is gonna be the one.
But I know one of her biggest issue was she just didn't have that big of a role. Now she's gonna have a big role, so she might want to do it longer.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess we'll just have to see. We got Thor and Korg. This is the scene that's like straight out of a comic book panel. A lot of people were sharing, which I thought was pretty cool. Like it looked pretty much exactly like that, down to like the shape of the rock over here and everything. Just everything was pretty much straight from the panel, which I love it when they do a little nod like that to the comics, because that's how it should be, right?
Yeah. No, I agree. That's pretty cool.
You ever feel lost? Just look into the eyes of the people that you love.
Here's the Taika Waititi humor.
Me? What? Just listening.
And the big reveal. It ain't no big reveal.
Oh, the big reveal, Chris.
Everybody and their grandmother's grandmother knew that was going to be the case. There ain't no big reveal.
The big reveal, Chris.
Not a big reveal. That's what we all knew.
Jane Foster wielding Mjolnir right there at the end. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean,
how'd you feel about the teaser? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
kind of how I felt about it too. I mean, again, we've discussed this. We didn't get any. I literally, even watching it for the third time right there, I still didn't get anything out of the trailer as far as like what the movie's about. Like nothing. I mean, I get it's a teaser, right? We only really got like a minute of spliced together footage, and Marvel is known to lie and lie and lie in their trailers. So it's not like we should really be deep diving too much into it, but at the same time, I still felt like I needed something.
I did too. I really did too, man. Because it was, again, at the same time, you know what? Let's be real. It's like I said before, man. I didn't expect, like, there's nothing they can really do that is gonna like honestly shock me or get me super pumped, because this is just like, it's at least now maybe somewhat biased in the sense of I didn't like the Jane Foster run. So having it in a store is already kind of like, for me, like, all right, whatever. So
Okay.
that already has me like not excited for the movie. But honest to God, I can't think of anything they can do. Literally, the only thing, and I know it's not going to happen, is if fucking Wolverine shows up, or Jean, or some X-Men.
Wolverine.
Guess what? That ain't gonna happen. So.
No.
There's nothing they can really do, man. Even if the Fantastic Four had a cameo, they do like a giant teaser for them or Blade or whatever. But whatever. I wouldn't care that much. It won't pump me for this movie. And that trailer didn't do anything for me.
So my big thing, yeah, again, like I wish we had gotten any kind of a gore reveal.
But we got the toy version. From what I hear, the burnt Anakin Skywalker version.
It does. The toy does look pretty bad, but it's a toy, so you know. Perhaps they saw the response to the toy and they're adding a couple of digital effects to gore. Maybe they did that, and that's why he wasn't in the trailer. Perhaps there's still something to happen in Moon Knight / Doctor Strange, and that's a reason that we're not getting a lot of information on in the trailer. Which is a huge possibility.
If that's the case, dude, what could happen in Moon Knight and Doctor Strange that would affect the Thor movie?
I mean, maybe Gore comes in and kills all the Egyptian gods in Moon Knight. Right at the end, just comes in and slaughters everyone. I mean, I'm very sure that won't happen, but that would be pretty damn interesting. That would be pretty cool. But again, why would that stop him from anything from the Thor? Because even if you want to show him even if you showed him in that trailer, right?
If he shows up in the Moon Knight thing, that would still shock people. Like no one would see that coming. So having them shown there wouldn't really change anything.
No, it wouldn't. I honestly, I can't think of anything. I mean, outside of Doctor Strange, I feel like they really don't want to spoil Doctor Strange, which I wouldn't either. So Doctor Strange is going to be their big money maker this year. We all know that. That is going to be their $1 billion movie, I think.
Because I guess we can say Spider-Man would be more of Sony's, right? Because didn't they still get more Or did Marvel?
Either way,
I don't know
yeah.
what the
And
range
either
was.
way, it was still last year. Technically.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Spider-Man didn't come out this
technically.
year. It came out last year. Damn, you're right.
Like in December, right?
Damn, no, you're right. It was.
I think it made $1 billion by Christmas, didn't it? Like it was that fast.
I mean, but if I remember right, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but if I remember right, I think again, I have no idea what the deal is between these two. But I could have sworn I read somewhere, maybe even you told me, I don't know. But I think Sony got like the money and Marvel got like the toy money. But
something
the movie money goes to Sony. I think that's how they had it set up.
Yeah, something like that for sure. I'm not completely positive. I know rights are like all over the place from when Marvel had to sell everything to keep from going bankrupt. But anyways, yeah. So I think that this year, Thor is going to be like, I mean, not Thor. I'm sorry. Doctor Strange is going to be like the $1 billion movie for Marvel, and so they of course want to do everything that they can to protect that movie until it's out. So that would make sense as to why they've been holding for a trailer for so long, and even this little teaser of a trailer. I mean, the movie's only 3 months away. We gotta remember, like, it seems like Thor is down the road, but it's really just 3 months away. And
that's crazy that this is the first trailer.
And this is the first teaser that we've gotten. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if it does play a little bit off. I mean, because also think we're getting Doctor Strange in May, and then 2 months later, Doctor Strange might not even be out of theaters yet, and we're getting Thor. So I would say that they're going to be pretty back to back as far as timeline goes too, because that would just make sense. I mean, it's right there, fresh in the minds. So maybe that's kind of what's going on too, a little bit. They're not trying to spoil any kind of plot devices that could spoil Doctor Strange. Who knows? Again, I'm with you. I don't see anything big being like too spoil for this movie, but maybe they got something up their sleeve. I really don't know. It could be. I don't know. We'll just have to see. I don't think it's going to be any. I think it's going to just be.
What would actually be something that would shock you, or what could be something big if you had to make any guess? What could, like, basically, matter of fact, both those things. What can they do that would shock you, as well as the other question would be, what could be a big reveal they can do?
Something that would shock me is building Thor back up. We're talking about Chris Hemsworth Thor, building Thor back up to this climactic end battle with him and Jane, and then Thor dying. That would genuinely shock me if they just fucking straight up killed him.
I thought you said you thought he was gonna die.
Yeah, I still kind of think, but like for them to actually do it, because they never do what I fucking think that they're gonna do. So for them to actually do it, I'd be like, oh shit, they really did it. So that would genuinely like shock me, but not so much. I guess
they didn't technically kill Cap; they just had him, you know.
Yeah, they just had him live out his days,
and he still has an out to come back as the younger version at any time, technically, because time travel is cool.
Oh yeah, because there could be a variant that didn't go back in time too. Yeah, isn't that fun? Don't you love that lazy light writing style?
Because it can literally be a variant that did everything that he said he was going to initially do and just come back instead of staying.
Yeah,
he comes right back. Like, yeah, I dropped everything off. Everything's good. Now I'm back. Avengers assemble. Like that could happen.
Could be a variant that's gay, and he doesn't care about Peggy anyway. So why would he go back?
That's true. He hit for Tony's butt. I mean, you never know.
That's America's ass. No, he's going after Ant-Man, Paul Rudd.
He's going after Ant-Man. You can scream too, bro. We about to have tonight, bro. Woo! Always wanted to try out that gerbil in the butthole. Like, who knows, man?
Christ. Something that would hype me for the movie is Silver Surfer. Somewhere in the movie that would of course hype me. Silver Surfer's my guy. So.
And logically, that can happen with all the crazy stuff going on. That can pick up a radar for him and have him show up.
The Toxic Avenger is not going to be a part of Thor. I can guarantee that. I'm starting to think that Gore is not the main big baddie of the Thor movie. I think something from Doctor Strange bleeds over into Thor. See, we were kind of just discussing the possibility of a plot device from Doctor Strange being used, which could be why they're not revealing too much about the movie. Maybe Gore is going to be the antagonist for Jane Thor, and the Council of Kings or something Galactus related is going to be the Thor antagonist. Again, yeah, if Silver Surfer or something Galactus related does come into play, that would probably be the one thing that hypes me up. But
but there's no way.
But the issue is there's
movie.
no way that's the main antagonist for the Thor movie.
Because you're not having that version of I'm about to say that version of Thor take out Galactus. So, and I would be beyond honestly.
Not even necessarily taking him out, even to go up against him.
I would be like, no, they should not be here, and they can be here for a credit, but they shouldn't be in for the movie.
Yeah, not. We definitely would have heard something about that by now, but there's no way that news is staying quiet. But even let's just say, for some reason, the Galactus is the antagonist. Like, that story would just be that would be the story. There would be no room for Jane Foster in there, period, unless it literally is the last 5 minutes, like she comes and takes the hammer. Because Galactus is just too huge. I mean, he like literally that whole story, him, Silver Surfer, planet devouring, everything like that. I mean, there's no way, and for Thor to have to go up against him, and he's gonna lose because
how much of
you're not taking Galactus out.
That would be a huge demotion for Galactus, considering everybody who knows Galactus is like everybody was like, oh. Anybody who says Galactus is going to show up, they're mainly like, he's going to be the next, like Thanos. He's going to be the next end boss for the next chapter.
For the next 10 years,
for the Thor movie, and then I'll be honest with you, if he was to show up as the actual antagonist, he's probably going to lose.
For him to show up, exactly, that's what I'm saying. So for him to show up as anything other than a cameo, it would definitely, like you said, be like a downplay of Galactus, and then you would have to. Obviously, he would have to lose.
Yeah.
Because
if he wins, he's killing them.
Are we just going to end?
Yeah. Come on,
we're just going to end the movie on that. Like, that would be a really weird. I mean, it'd be cool. Like Marvel has done it before.
I will admit, they were completely on that one.
People had like one of the funniest things that I've ever seen is if the Marvel Cinematic Universe just ended after Thanos snapped his fingers, like, period, like that was it. It would be the most badass fucking way to just end a franchise. Yeah. So that's basically what you're looking at here. Is it? Yeah. You're looking at if Galactus is the one. We're all assuming that Thor and Jane Thor interact with one another in the movie. Maybe they don't at all. She will be earthbound while Thor is spacebound. Yeah, Marvel does like to do its tricks like that. Except if they follow the comics at all, that's not going to be the case.
They have to.
Yeah, and maybe a Young Avenger cameo? Question mark. We've had Young Avenger cameos for the last 2 years. I don't know what they're going to do with the Young. I don't think they even know what they're going to do with the Young Avengers at this point. I keep saying, like, every time you're getting a new character or whatever. And I guess we'll have to see what happens with if Wanda brings her kids back out of another universe in Doctor Strange, or successfully brings them out. We know she's going to make contact, but if she successfully brings them out, is maybe that'll tie together how they're actually going to assemble a Young Avengers team. Because at this point, they've just got them all over the place and like with zero like interlinking anything. So I'm not really sure what they're thinking there. I'm thinking
I could see her dying in the movie.
Yeah, we did talk about that. We talked Wanda because she's overpowered at this point. I don't think I just don't know. Do you think there's going to be any kind of like No More Mutants ish?
Because like we said before, it's a huge possibility she could be what introduced the mutants. Like, but again, that would just be weird. They have a weird situation with the whole X-Men situation, honestly. Because like it's hard for me to really think of a way to bring them in where it's just not like, where the fuck were y'all this whole time? And then
Rob says Warlock could show up in Thor as he seeks the Guardians. Maybe he kicks the shit out of Fat Thor, which prompts him to get back into shape for the rematch at the end of the movie. So, I mean, that would be, what's his name when he's not like, he's like bad, not necessarily like bad. He's more like the evil Warlock. He's got like a Magus. Magus is it? I think. So we're talking about Magus then, and not really Warlock. Or maybe Jane Thor is revealed to be Mephisto. God damn it! It was only a matter of time before we got Mephisto in there.
No, Wanda's going to be revealed to be Mephisto the whole time.
Dude, genius. Mephisto the whole time, crazy. America Chavez is planned for 10 plus appearances in movies and shows going forward. Hey, good for her locking down that contract.
No, that's pretty. What do you say? It's for how many? 10
plus appearances.
That's pretty damn good, man. Yo, and all my man Blade can get is a voice cameo that no one knew about. That's fucking amazing.
So what that tells me though is 10 plus appearances for America Chavez is that this multiverse shit and this like alternate universe interdimension is not going away anytime soon. So whatever, like,
no, of course not.
Which I wouldn't say like is concerning, but I'm not excited about that.
I mean, I guess they kind of had to get here eventually, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
they
10 plus projects
they had no choice to get here.
Of the multiverse stuff. I mean, that's fine. Yeah. But it's just what I hate is how much of a crutch it is to be used as. Just to kind of get out of stuff. I mean, just take a look at Endgame. They resolved a whole fucking everything because of, going like time travel / alternate reality / whatever. And they can just continue to do that. And they spawned the whole Loki show based off of like 10 seconds of Endgame. You know what I mean? So they can just basically say anything. Like Galactus shows up. Oh, well, you know what? It's okay because we could just go back in time or go to another universe and find something and bring them into this universe to defeat Galactus. So it's like nothing is.
And I know some people might not agree, but I loved how Dragon Ball Z handled time travel in the sense of Trunks travels back, right? He comes. So the situation is Trunks shows up to Goku and them. Right when Goku's on his way back, Trunks kills Frieza, and then he wants to meet Goku. He talks to Goku one-on-one, and they start talking and everything. And Trunks also finds out that Goku had instant transmission, so he didn't actually need to kill Frieza. And he was like, damn, if I would have known that, I would have waited and talked to you by yourself completely instead of showing up and happened to meet everybody else. Anyway, how they handled it was Trunks showed up, told Goku, hey, 3 years from now, dude, like, the android's going to show up and kill everybody. Goku's like, all right, well, what's going to happen to me? They killed me too. He's like, no, you're going to die like 2-3 like earlier because the heart virus is going to kill you. And we don't even know how, but whatever. Heart virus is going to kill you. We got the medicine in our time now. Here's the medicine. He goes back in his time. The whole thing comes to, even when he comes back, his time stays the same no matter what. So even when he came back and to see how everything happened with Goku and the team, he ended up finding out because of his time travel, the androids that he fought are way weaker than the androids that Goku and them are fighting now. So he affected their timeline because the Z-Warriors got stronger, but the androids somehow got stronger too. So androids,
he made it worse for himself.
It made it worse for him going back in time. Like his androids were cake compared to the ones that Goku and them had to fight. So even after Goku and them and Gohan, they save the day, everything gets handled. Gohan kills the ultimate bad Cell. When he goes back into his time, everything's the exact same. So he had to kill his androids, and then he killed Cell later on. But he had to handle all that stuff. Luckily for him, being there with Goku, training with his father Vegeta, he got so much stronger. When he came back to his time, he just mollywopped them. They weren't even a challenge. But the point is, nothing changed it. Nothing he can do can change any of it. It's going to be that way no matter what. But the way
So,
Endgame and a lot of other
yeah.
people use time travel, it's the way to Rick and Morty does it a lot too. It's the way to just solve an issue.
Right. To solve an issue. But so of course then they have to write in the little staples, quote unquote, of the time travel rules of, you know, fixed points have to occur. There's nothing that you can do to change that. And they kind of discussed that a little bit between What If, and I think the Ancient One, when the Ancient One was talking to Banner, she mentioned it a little bit. So I guess that they're trying to set that up as well, just to kind of fall back on, you know, there's fixed points in time, stuff that you can't change, stuff that you can't go back in time and whatever, or it happens across multiverses or whatever. And then the other thing that they always do, or seem to do, similar to like what you said, or what Barry Allen discovers when he tries to go back in time to save his mom, is that sometimes going back in time to fix something ends up making shit a whole lot worse. So there is, of course, that frequent use when it comes to time travel and all that kind of stuff. So we may see a little bit of that too. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly, when it just wrapping it all back up to the Thor thing, I don't know what they could do to genuinely like make me go, oh my, that was incredible.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
because
do.
Again, didn't hate the Thor Jane Foster run necessarily. I'm not a big Thor person in general. I need to go read Thor God of Thunder this week, which is probably what I'm going to do this week. I'm just not a big Thor reader, so I will do that. Maybe I'll have like a better understanding or a better idea of what's to come. But yeah, I'm genuinely like stumped as to, especially after seeing that trailer, because now we got the Guardians of the Galaxy involved, and they're set
honestly,
to die.
I wasn't shocked because I know I did read when I saw the trailer. I think I saw it yesterday, and I saw some people were saying that, oh wow, you know, the Guardians of the Galaxy's in it. What you got?
I'm sorry. He said, according to Freud, Barry Allen didn't go back in time to save his mom. Just saying. He went back in time to give her the old quick pump and dump.
Is this like a Futurama situation here? Woo! Anyway, like, God, you made me forget what I was even gonna freaking say.
I'm sorry.
Damn it, James. Damn it.
That wasn't me. That was yell at Rob. He was the one who fucking said that shit.
Damn it, Rob. No, but it's. I saw the trailer yesterday, and people was like shocked at that. I wasn't shocked though, because considering how the last movie ended with him with them, I thought they was going to be in the movie.
And we actually even said,
we said it,
that we thought that the Guardians would play a part. Mm-hmm. The thing is, with whatever they're doing and setting out for, and then James Gunn is talking about like this is it, like his Guardians 3 is going to be it for the Guardians, like whether or not he's going to kill everybody or it's just going to be like they're kind of written out to do their own thing.
Or they all go their separate ways or whatever.
Yeah, that's still to be determined, but
Drax probably gonna die.
Probably.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would be surprised if he lived. Honestly, I would be surprised if he lived and settled down.
The only ones that I wouldn't kill, and I think we said this before too, is the only ones I wouldn't kill are Rocket and Groot. Just keep Rocket and Groot. Make a Disney Plus series out of Rocket and Groot or whatever, like a little heist series or prison break series or whatever the fuck. Like you can make anything.
Their money.
Like,
yeah.
It is like literally anything that you do with them, it's going to be watched, and it could just be fun, and it doesn't have to be serious. And there's like literally zero pressure for making a Rocket and Groot show or project of any kind. Yeah. It's just literally like do whatever the fuck you want. So I would say kill the rest, keep Rocket and Groot, and then be about your merry way. Or not necessarily kill them. What's that?
Yeah, no, I feel you. But I totally forgot about a scene where they they was on the planet and everything, and it was when Star-Lord was like crapping over Tony's plan and everything, and he was saying his plan sucks or whatever.
Yes.
But the scene before that, when with Iron Man and Spider-Man just sitting there looking at Groot and is girl named Mantis? Is it Mantis?
Mantis, yeah.
Yeah. They're looking at girl and Groot, and they're not Groot, Drax, and they're just like, and Peter asked the thing like, what do you even do? And then Mantis talking about we how she said, we kick names and take ass.
Yeah.
And then like Peter's just completely confused. He looks for Tony to give any type of explanation. He's like, Tony, please help me here. What did they just say? And that brief moment where Tony just looks and he just looks down is the moment of a man who understands I'm about to die. We are all gonna die here. It's like he just died inside. Like, we're doomed. We're fucked.
That scene was pretty funny.
Had me rolling because I saw it again like the other day, and that had me rolling, bro. I forgot that.
That whole scene was dope. That's where the how is Gamora or whatever, or why is Gamora came in as well. That little improv line, and then like, what master do you serve? Jesus. That shit. That whole scene with them together, it was good. It worked. It clicked. I do appreciate the that humor, and I feel like the Guardians the humor is appropriate. It's not appropriate across the MCU. Like they're just kind of putting it everywhere at this point. They're like, it worked for Guardians, so let's put it everywhere. I don't think for that. I think it works for Guardians. Keep it with Guardians. Yes, you can have funny moments in other movies. Of course, I'm not saying that, but don't make it like that whole cheesy, corny humor thing that made the Guardians work, because then you're kind of watering it down, and then it doesn't deliver the same punch when it is used.
Dude, that was also the thing of what I honestly miss Robert Downey Jr. Like, he was just perfect at the funny shit. And even in that same thing, we just like Mr. Lord, and he's like, you could just call me Star Lord. Like, even that was funny when he's trying to explain Mr. Lord. And that had me rolling. Like, he was just perfect in that situation. Well, honestly, I would have loved to see a fun movie with fucking Iron Man and the Guardian of the Galaxy. That would have been fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, that would have been good for sure. They did play pretty well together.
Yeah.
Rob says, just write in some time a throat injury to Rocket to justify his voice being different, and hire some no-name talent to do his voice. Was that another thing? Was Bradley Cooper also done? Yeah, because he had to work really hard, right? I'm sure going to the sound studio 3 days to do his vocal parts must have been really tough. What do I know?
You're not a voice actor.
Yeah, I'm not a voice actor. What do I know?
Real quick, I do think that their whole thing is they're still looking for Gamora. So I'm pretty sure when they leave, that's probably going to be one of the reasons why they leave. When
they have their Gamora. They wrote that back too. Remember?
What did they write back? What do you mean?
In Endgame, they get a version of Gamora back. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like she's back. Yeah, like that version is there, and so that's what I'm saying. I think they're still looking. They're going to be looking for her, and maybe
they're going to be looking for
what, and there might be what the whole next movie is for them. Part 3 could be a majority of that, or at least the first part of it is looking for Gamora, and then whatever happens after that.
I'm confused as to what you mean by looking for Gamora.
Because they don't have her on the team. She's not there right now. They got her back, but she's not with them.
Where did she go? I don't remember.
Gamora, no, because she was on. I know she was on the other side. I don't think she's part of the team, ain't she? Isn't she not? I don't think
they joined back up again in Endgame. Yeah, because remember they were like, "Really, this is the one I go for?" And she was, and then Nebula was like, "Your options were a raccoon and a tree."
Are you sure she's with them at the end of Endgame?
I'm pretty sure.
Because I don't even think she's in the. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I could be wrong. What's going on here?
I could be wrong.
I don't think Gamora's with them.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't know where she would have went, but
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she is.
She was with Thanos and the other Nebula, because then we had 2 Nebulas, and then they killed the evil Nebula. I don't know. Whatever. Either way. So I mean, Warlock could have a big part to play in it, I guess. If the Guardians are gonna be in the Thor movie, I guess Warlock could have a bigger role. Like Rob was saying, maybe Jane and Thor aren't really like together for most of the movie until like the end when they have to team up against something. I don't know. I really don't. But what I do hope for
see that they fixed the hammer. The hammer's getting put back together because it's the same one that Hela destroyed.
Right.
So we do know that at least. Which me and you already said that would probably be the case. So. Yeah,
but again, that's another thing where it's like Thor got his hammer back before it was destroyed. So it's like I don't understand. So now we're gonna I don't know. It just gets so confusing with all the fucking.
That's the cracked one. That's the one that they put it together.
Yeah, I know it was the cracked one. Yeah, for sure. But the fact that like Thor had his hammer from the past that he brings back to the future, and then now they have the cracked hammer, so now we have two hammers.
Because that would be weird. Because matter of fact, if you look, I don't think they ever showed him with the hammer in the teaser, right?
No,
they just showed him with
Stormbreaker. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And doing his little chain routine with the skeleton. I don't know, man. I guess we'll have to watch Doctor Strange, and then maybe we'll get like a full trailer the week after Doctor Strange is released or something.
Ooh, they could be cheeky and really put some trailers in the Doctor Strange. You know, when you're waiting for the movie to start.
Well, like attached to the film. You think so?
That could be interesting.
As long as it's not like a spoiler. I mean, you know how pissed you would be if you made it all the way to Doctor Strange, or let's just say like even the Spider-Man movie, like you made it to the Spider-Man movie, right? And with no spoilers, like actively not watching trailers and shit. You sit down, you got your popcorn, you got your drink, you got a bitch with her hand in your pocket. You know, you're excited for this movie. You paid for parking, you got your ticket, everything in advance. And then during the trailer, right before the movie starts, it fucking spoils the movie for you. Oh, shit. Yo, that would be the biggest troll movie that Marvel had ever pulled off in the history. I think in the history of movies. Like, that would just be hilarious.
Oh, that would be funny as shit, though. That would be funny as hell. Oh, my God. But, yeah, like, I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. I'll tell you that much. Mm-hmm. It's gonna do something. I don't know if it's going to be a good interesting. It's going to be interesting for sure.
All right, let's talk about three more things real quick. We'll rapid fire.
Yeah.
First, we get Battle Beast is getting a spin-off series written from Invincible. So Invincible picks back up and gets a series continued starring Battle Beast. And I believe that we are close to either a boys season or another Invincible season or something. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that I heard something about that we're close to one of them.
They did a good job introducing Battle Beast. He was a beast.
He was a beast, dude. That whole scene was. Everything about Invincible was very surprising for me because I had zero knowledge of Invincible going into that show. So watching it, and it was very refreshing, and just like everything that I thought was going to happen was just kind of spinned on its side, and I think that was part of what made it so good. Yeah. And I know that moving forward, it's almost like we haven't seen anything yet because there's a lot more crazy shit that happens throughout that series. Yeah. So I'm very excited for that to continue.
Definitely kick named and take das.
Oh, Battle Beast? Oh yeah, for sure. Kick names took a lot of ass. Took a lot of ass, bro. Wow. He was doing nothing but taking ass at one point. And then we have a couple of arrest news.
Yeah, here we go.
Ezra Miller, as you may know, from the Fantastic Beasts and/or Barry Allen, The Flash, has been arrested again today.
You said today, right?
April 19th. He has been arrested again in Hawaii. I think like on the day of his court appointment from the first arrest. This
What did he
motherfucker
do,
just
man?
can't get it together. So, was arrested for second-degree assault in Hawaii. Let's see if there's any.
Didn't he get in trouble for fighting people? Damn, bro.
And it was another female.
Why
This
you
guy
hitting
is
women?
just
What the
out
hell?
here beating bitches, bro. He don't give a fuck. He said equal rights and equal lefts. He's just handing them out to whoever. It doesn't matter. Jesus, they just need to. Like, if I was his lawyer, I'd just be like, stop drinking, bro. Just fucking stop drinking. I don't understand.
Stop drinking around women. Stop doing something.
Second time being arrested for the same fucking thing. Like, you don't learn your lesson at all. And then, as if that wasn't as bad or bad enough, which, by the way, I don't think he's going to keep his job at this point.
He can't be Flash. Like, honestly, like, you can't keep him. You can't.
I mean, if I'm DC / Warner Brothers, they already had the meeting, right? The emergency meeting or whatever. They already pushed back the Flash movie date because of this. They already canceled that Flash promotional comic book that was set to go out.
One shot, yeah.
Yeah, the little movie promotional whatever. Yeah. So now at this point, dude, it's like enough is enough. Fucking, you just can't have the Flash out here beating bitches. Like, unless it's, unless it's Wonder Woman or something. I mean, you got to stop. You know what I mean?
It's not a fair fight, right?
Yeah, it's not a good look. I was trying to think of I was gonna say like Poison Ivy or something, but it's not really a Flash villain. So you just can't have him out here doing that shit. I don't know. But then we also have it's just a bad day for the DC universe. Barry, is it Kagan or Kogan? The guy who played the Joker in the latest Batman film with Robert Pattinson.
My man was a damn deleted scene. All we got was a laugh at him at the end of the actual movie, but he was a deleted scene, bro.
He was a delete. Yeah, exactly. He was a cameo or just a voice, really, in the theatrical cut. Later revealed there was a deleted scene with Batman talking to him. Never named as the Joker, but it's pretty obvious that
it was
that's
the Joker.
Who it is. He was arrested in Ireland for public intoxication. Now, let me just say something real quick. For you to be arrested for public intoxication in America, yeah, okay. You're drunk, you're on the streets, you're partying it up a little too hard, I get it. In Ireland, that's like a Tuesday. Like, to be drunk and partying. So if you were arrested in Dublin, Ireland, for public intoxication, you must have been fucked up. I mean that, like, beyond the normal amount of intoxication, because in Ireland, that's just, you drink a beer on lunch and go back to work. You have a Guinness, and just, that's part of their culture. That's kind of what they do. Their drinking age, I think, is like 16 or 18 or something like that over there. Right. So it's like, it's not even a thing. So this dude must have been feeling himself and got a little too much.
I mean, just think about that. Like, name one of the Avengers, because Flash is obviously one of the big boys in DC. So not a single one of the big boys in Marvel got arrested.
Yeah,
you don't during their time frame as the hero they're playing.
Right, of course.
Obviously, Robert had his big moments when he was, younger and all that crap, and the other other guys and girls had their thing. But while playing these characters, you ain't hear these guys getting arrested. And then this dude is the Joker, the biggest villain. You can make an argument, the biggest villain in DC. You can make the argument.
Period. You can make that argument.
He's
period.
definitely one of the biggest in comics. Period.
Yeah, if you like say to a random person,
you ain't hear none of the big Marvel villains get arrested.
Right. Not even like Ryan Reynolds or something like. Ryan Reynolds is maybe not the best choice, but like I'm just saying, like someone who just is snarky in general or is just kind of out there, younger and partying or whatever in that lifestyle. I mean, we know the Mouse had those contracts down locked, so if they had any kind of trouble their way, because I mean, remember what's her face? Even I mean, if you're just talking about Disney employees, that would count. That would encompass the Star Wars employees. Remember, we were talking about that, that bitch from The Mandalorian who was talking all that shit on Twitter, and that was just talking shit on Twitter, and she was fired. So I can't even imagine. Yeah, I can't even imagine what they would do if Ezra Miller was under their employ, getting arrested for the second time, or if the person that they just gave, like, basically, like, one of the biggest opportunities of their lifetime, being the Joker, and you haven't even really had a scene yet, and you're jeopardizing that. I mean, think about how easy it is to replace your ass. You're not even in the fucking theatrical cut, motherfucker. Like. It's very easy to replace you.
They were already thinking about it when they heard that laugh. They were like, "That's his laugh. That's the Joker laugh, man." Let you do one thing.
So, oh my god, I would be on my absolute best behavior because they're literally there in our lifetime. There have only been 3 names who have been the Joker: Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, and that kid from Shameless have played the Joker. Oh, I guess and Jared Leto. Okay, so 4 names. I really don't count Jared Leto though. But 4 names have been the Joker. So you're about to be the 5th. Still a handful, right? One hand of names to play this iconic role that literally, like, you talk to any kid or any person on the street or any, like, name your top 3 comic book villain. He's gonna be the name, right? Like, he's just the most recognizable person. So, you know, hopefully
you'll recognize him before you will most, if not any of the Marvel villains.
Right.
You'll think of the Joker before anybody.
Yeah, unless it's a Spider-Man villain, you will probably name the Joker before any Marvel villains, because really the Spider-Man had among the best rogues gallery. But
even none of them, none of his villains,
none of them
are a candle to the Joker.
Green Goblin is the closest, I guess, but yeah,
and he's still not Joker level.
Right. Yeah. So tough week for DC and Warner Brothers. But yeah, hopefully they bring in motherfucking kid from CW now for sure.
They should have ended that.
Maybe that dude's just dressing in drag and like picking fights with Ezra Miller. What do you think? I think the kid from CW is like putting on a wig and then finding Ezra Miller in a bar or whatever and like pushing him into a fight and they're like, "Oh my god, Ezra Miller just punched that lady in the face. That's crazy."
He crawls out of there before anybody can notice him.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, "This is the best job security I've ever done in my life." Oh shoot. Ezra Miller is going to be kicked off the Flash movie faster than any DC speedster has ever traveled. If they are smart, they will sign the CW Flash onto that movie. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. And then with the fucking Barry Keoghan or Kogan or whatever, the guy who played the Joker, he didn't even have a scene. So he could be replaced too. He could be replaced even faster. You won't even remember.
Even exactly. No one would even remember or care.
I don't think we even got a full face shot in the deleted scene because the fucking that thing was covering most of his face for like most of the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
That like the little speaker thing on the glass. They had the camera angle so that it was like covering half his face for like most of the time. So even if you were to watch the deleted scene, you know,
you really
still
care about
you still really don't have like much of an attachment to the face because you didn't really see the fucking face.
So it's like deuces.
Yeah, exactly.
Easiest to replace completely. At least with him, we got a movie that's supposed to come out. Yo, ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing. Man. So real quick, if he does get, let's say they asked old Barry, do you really think that movie completely gets canceled then, right? Or do you go with somebody else now?
I go with someone else. Maybe do a little bit of a rewrite and then go with someone else.
I mean, you might have to do way more than a little bit, though, because remember, they already did, I guess, a good amount of filming, I would assume.
Oh, okay.
Because at least we got a trailer, stuff has been done.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we did get a trailer. I kind of forgot.
So that would mean they would have to at least, they have to redo a lot of those scenes when he's not in the mask. I guess I don't know.
I don't know, dude. It's definitely a nightmare, and I'm sure
I was thinking the same word, nightmare situation.
That Warner Brothers is probably fucking furious at this point. They have got to be so fucking mad at how all of this has gone down. I would be. Are you saying like? Oh, I'd be so mad. Like all this fucking money and everything that. I mean, think about like just rewrites and reshoots is an insane amount of cost. And getting a whole new actor and paying him insane amount of because they like I understand he's not going to be paid to the level of like whatever I've had a recurring role for 3 movies, which is what Ezra Miller could have just been bankrolling and just kind of rolling along on. But you're still paying him to step up into some pretty big shoes to fill. Not Ezra Miller, I'm saying like the Flash has some pretty big shoes to fill. Flash, So
very freaking Allen,
yeah, exactly. So I mean, I don't know. You know what? At this point, just kill Flash and bring in Wally.
100% gang. My favorite Flash anyway. Yep, get
That's
going.
what I'm saying. At this point, like
he's the strongest one anyway.
Make that the movie. God, make a Crisis on Infinite Earths movie. Let's kill Supergirl and Flash at the same time.
They did it right. We didn't get Barry Allen. We got fucking Wally West.
Right.
As Flash in the Justice League series. Like, they did it right. The animated series did it right.
Yeah, because
they knew who to pick.
They came off of killing him. This is when you killed a character, like he actually stayed dead for longer than 10 seconds. Marv Wolfman was one of the most notorious writers for that. I'd say Marv Wolfman and Gary Conway, or Jerry Conway, however you pronounce his name, are the 2 like mass murderers of the comic universes. Marv Wolfman took out a slew of people and they actually stayed dead. And then Gary Conway, I mean, Jesus Christ, killed. He was like, I'm going to kill Captain Stacy, and does it. And everyone's like, well, that was crazy. He's like, I'm not finished. I'm going to kill Gwen Stacy. Killing Gwen Stacy had Stan Lee so fucking pissed. Oh my god! Can you imagine? Can you imagine writing a character for over 100 issues and then someone just fucking kills him? Like,
he was so angry.
Like so mad that they had to bring back a clone of Gwen. Like 20 issues later. So kill Gwen, and then he's like, you know what? I know that was probably a shock, but let me also kill Green Goblin. Everyone's like, oh my god.
What is this doing?
This motherfucker's crazy. And then he's like, you know what?
It worked though. It worked.
I'm not done. Because now I'm gonna create one of the most notorious murderers of all time and call him the Punisher. And then he does that shit too. And this is all in the span
his mother as a hero.
Right.
Yeah.
All in the span of 1 year. He killed Captain Stacy, Gwen Stacy, Green Goblin, made the Punisher, and then made Harry Osborn the new Green Goblin, all in the span of 1 year. This dude's a fucking genius. I swear to God.
Yeah. I can't hate on that.
Oh,
can't hate at all.
Say in the Dave Chappelle, Rick James impersonating voice, Grant says, "I'm Ezra Miller, bitch," and punches an old lady.
I don't know what could have set him off on these girls. Like, what could they have said to make him so angry that he got to physically abuse them? It don't matter what they said. One,
maybe they told him that
you don't hit a girl. You don't hit a girl for no reason, but you don't hit anybody, period. But what did she say? What did any of those girls say to make you want to hit them? Considering
they must have told him that his drag outfit didn't look good. I don't know. They're like, I seen that Rocky Horror scene in Perks of Being a Wallflower, and I gotta tell you didn't pull it off. And he's like, bam, bam, bam.
They just started beating him down. Like, oh my god, we gotta get this man out of here. Oh Lord, this man lost his damn mind.
He takes that drag queen shit very seriously, man. I'm telling you.
That's fine, but damn it, man. I hope DC takes this very serious and acts this.
I'm saying the fact that we haven't gotten any kind of like official statement from them at all is a little it just kind of shows you how much they're panicking too. I think that they don't even want to make a statement yet because again, any decision is just going to cost, and they know it's going to cost them at least $1 million. Period. It's going to cost them we're probably talking multiple millions, but it's going to be at least $1 million by taking Ezra out of the picture.
And plus, let's just look at it as a social thing too. Considering the fact that he hit girls in this, and obviously that's always wrong. But especially how things are now, you really think they're going to be able to put this fool on another movie?
No.
With that stain on him? With him,
right.
2 women assaults?
Right.
Oh God, they will be eaten alive by critics and everybody else. Like, you put this man in your movies after what he did?
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't even go a month without eating another girl.
He did this shit before the Fantastic Beasts stuff even. So it's not like this is the first 2 times. We're talking about like 3 or 4 times that this is, happened, that this has occurred.
Yeah.
That's 3 or 4 times too many, my friend. I don't know. I mean, this is like what he has been caught and charged with too. So if it's like 3 or 4 times caught and charged, that shit's going on behind closed doors. That shit's been happening for pretty much his whole life. At this point, not saying to speculate or anything, but
more than likely,
psychology dictates the trend is there.
Talk to a psychologist right here. He knows.
I mean, it's literally what the wifey does, so I get secondhand psychology knowledge. Right. But yeah, I mean, it's just the trend is there. You can't guarantee that it's not going to continue because it's happened this many times, and so obviously he just doesn't care, or
he just can't care.
I would say he just doesn't care at this point. That's what it seems like. That's the image that it's showing me. I don't care because if I were to be caught doing something, however horrendous it may be, I don't know. Let's just say whatever. I rob a bank, just take $10,000 or something, something crazy, something stupid, and then I do my time, I'm arrested, whatever. I come back, I never do it again. Obviously, I care about the fact that that was a wrong decision. I didn't do the right thing. I changed my ways. I'm moving on. I'm living my life better. If I just come out of prison and just do the same fucking thing again, you know what I mean? Obviously, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go rob this bank again right now.
Exactly. Like, as soon as I get out, I'm going to start planning my second one. And then that next day or next week after I looked at the place, I'm going to go do it again. Yes, the mother that don't care.
So, yeah, it just, I don't know. Especially if you're like, you came out of being arrested and they're like, all right, we're still going to use you as the Flash. You're still going to be rich and famous. And you're like, cool. Let me just beat another bitch real quick, though.
Let me smack a bitch real quick, yo. I'll be right back. Wayne Brady got to smack a bitch, bro.
Damn it, Wayne Brady. Yo, speaking of Wayne Brady.
Yeah.
Alexis and I have been going back and rewatching a lot of the old Whose Line Is It Anyway, because they just added it, or I don't know if they just added it, but they added it to HBO Max, so it's available to watch. Both versions, by the way, so the old version and the new version, they're both on HBO Max, but we were watching the old version. And goddamn, Wayne Brady is such a gem to humanity, man. That dude is just so talented on every level. That dude is so talented. Like it is crazy. And like I think he's only like 25 or something when he was first on the show, like when the show started.
Yeah,
dude is crazy, man. I'm continuously impressed, and I've watched the show before, but I'm just like going back and rewatching. I'm just like, this is just phenomenal talent that we will probably never see again in a person. Singing, dancing, improvising, rapping, the comedy, the jokes, everything like that, just right off the top of his head. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, but it's multi-camera and split and whatever. And like, dude, the dude is still coming off with this shit off the top of his head, whether or not they have to cut and restart or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I do gotta let you know a secret though. A lot of his raps Black Santa was the one who actually wrote it for me. Now you
Oh,
might
really?
say, how is that possible considering your age? Well, let me you know what I'm saying? I understand how that time travel worked, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I can't go into too much details because the time police won't be happy about it. I'm just saying, old Black Santa, a.k.a. old Super Cold, knows how that stuff get down, bro.
One last comment here. Michael Keaton was always what was drawing attention to the Flash movie. Anyway, yeah, with the trailer, that was a big part of like what got everyone hyped. If you remember the Michael Keaton Batman returning,
Yeah.
Because we were talking about how are we gonna have a Flash movie where really it's just relying on nostalgia of Michael Keaton's 1989 Batman, but
to end it before we end it, just think about that too now. Homie is also messing up other people's money. You know what I'm saying? He's messing up other people's stuff. So now we got that. So Mike Keaton basically, this could be a wasted role for him, which sucks. This could be a completely wasted role if this movie just gets completely axed.
Right.
Because definitely would order if they have to reshoot everything. Who knows how long that's going to even take? So,
I could see Michael Keaton pulling up on Ezra Miller and just beating the absolute shit out of him.
Yeah. Dude, are you serious?
Dude, Michael Keaton.
It was to get me to do this crap, and then you're going to mess it up? Man.
He looks like he could definitely throw down. Like, he could definitely, even still, like, even as the Vulture in Homecoming, he looked like he could definitely still, like, it was believable that him and, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was believable that him and Spider-Man were fighting each other or whatever. Like, it wasn't like, oh, come on, Michael Keaton, you old motherfucker. Like, no, it was like, goddamn, Michael Keaton can still hold his own. Like, he looked like he could take some boxing lessons or something. Like, goddamn. But yeah, no,
it wasn't like in Spider-Man 3 when you see my man from that 70s show being freaking Venom. It's like, come on, bro. Come on, stop it. Again, I want to give him credit because he said it himself. He told them guys he should not play that role. That is a terrible idea.
I just don't understand.
So I give him credit for that. But at the same time, come on now.
Fucking Sony. Fucking Sony. All right, we're going to draw it to an end at this point. We appreciate everybody. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Catch us live or on the replay. We appreciate you. We will see you next week. As always, stay villainous and
fuck the